Well, hello, good morning to all of you. Alejandro J. Tornato here. I am the founder and CEO of Tornato Speaking, Leadership and Coaching LLC. And it is my delight and my pleasure to connect with all of you once again. And this today on this video, I want to talk to you very briefly about the content of a book that I read a few years ago. And that book made a tremendous impact in my life because of the 4 points, very powerful points that this book and this author made. And I'm talking about the 4 Agreements, an exceptional, extraordinary book by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I loved it. I mean, from the very moment that I started reading, and the whole premise of the book about growing me, growing you, growing everyone as a human being, and becoming the very best version of who you can be. And it talks about the 4 agreements. What are the 4 agreements? Well, the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. The impeccability of your words, of my words, is essential to our success, to our the success of our endeavors, business, social success, relational success, relationships. And so, what is be impeccable with your word? Well, to speak with integrity, speaking with integrity. Say only what you mean. Don't just use words haphazardly. Use words intentionally. And so speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or even to gossip about others. You know, I hate gossip. I think it's the most destructive tool that people use to really destroy people. Gossiping. And another tool that some people use is to speak evil of themselves, to diminish themselves, to use words, negative words with a negative, powerful negative connotation for you, for yourself. No. Stop doing that. If you have been in the habit of doing that, stop it. I always say it. I love speaking. I love connecting. I love communicating. I love to use words, but I love to use words to elevate, to edify, to magnify. Never to bring down, never to diminish, never to destroy. Use the power of your word or words in the direction of truth and love. And you're going to see the difference that those words make in your life and in the lives of other people. So the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. The second agreement is don't take things personally. And when I read that the very first time, oh my goodness, that really hit me. Because I used to be a person who anything that other people would say to me, I would take it personally. And that drove me crazy until I learned not to take it personally anymore. And what does that mean? Nothing others do is because of you. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and what others do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. How important that is. I mean, I cannot overemphasize that enough. How important that is. You see, there are some people that walk all over the place. I mean, who carry their feelings on their at their skin level, and anything that other people say, they just take it personally, and they become victims of that, and they suffer the consequences of that. No, we shouldn't. I remember Les Brown. He was given a speech, and he was talking about his upbringing. And when he was in school, the teacher asked him to go to the board. I mean, to solve a problem, and he says, "No, I cannot do that." And the teacher said, "Les, go to the board and solve that problem." And Les says, no, I cannot do that. And it just went on for a few minutes until the teacher asked, "Why can you not go to the board to resolve the problem?" "Well, because I am not capable, because I am a little bit slow, and I don't know how to solve it." And the teacher says, "Who said that?" And he said, "A lot of people that around me, I mean, they've told me that." And then the teacher looked at him and he said, "Don't," it says, "I want this to be the last time that you do that. Do not let other people's opinions define your reality." That is deep, and that is powerful, my friends. Do not let other people's opinions of you change or define your reality of who you are. You have greatness in you. You have potential in you. You have capabilities in you. Go to the board and resolve that problem. And he got up, he went to the board, and he resolved the problem. Because at that moment, those limiting beliefs, those limitations, what other people said of him, what other people thought of him, was not his reality. And he was able to shift that and to go to the board and do what the teacher had asked him to do. Don't take anything personally, and don't allow other people's opinions to make a change or to make a dent in who you are created to be. That's number 2. Number 3, don't make assumptions. Another one. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, to avoid sadness, or to avoid any kind of drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. And how true that is. Rather than you making an assumption. I mean, you were in a meeting and perhaps you saw someone looking at you the wrong way. And rather than going and asking that person if there's a problem, if there's anything that you need to resolve, you made an assumption. Oh my goodness. I mean, and you start, and when you start making assumptions, your mind just goes on and on and on and on on a pathway of negative things. I mean, when you make an assumption, you don't make an assumption in the positive direction. You pretty much make an assumption in the negative direction. And how sad that is. Ask for clarifications. Do not assume, because very likely you're going to be wrong if you make an assumption. And number 4, this is the 4th agreement. Always do your best. Always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to when you're sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. You see, you don't want to get to the point that you are perhaps on your deathbed and you look back and you have regrets of how you lived your life. And you begin to think, what could have happened to me if I had done this? What could have been different if I had taken that risk? What could have been different if I had gone on that trip? And it goes on and on and on. Regrets of the things that you could have done, but you did not do for whatever reason. Because perhaps you were not sure about it, because you were uncertain, because you were fearful, because you did not have enough courage, you did not have the right relationships, you did not have enough money, you did not have whatever it may be. Or perhaps because you didn't do your best, because you lived your life and you think now that you're on your deathbed, you think that you could have done so much better, that you could have put so much more effort into things, that you could have done your very best. But you didn't do that. You stopped at the good enough level. You stopped at the mediocrity level. You did not stretch yourself like a rubber band. Stretch it. Because that's the purpose of a rubber band, to stretch it. But you did not stretch yourself. And now that you are in that deathbed, you are regretting not having done your best when you could have done your best. So, agreement number 4. Always, and underline that word, always, in any circumstance, do your very best so you don't have to regret it afterwards. So, very quickly, recapping the first agreement: be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. And number 4, always do your best. That, my friends, are 4 things, 4 agreements that you need to make to yourself if you have not made it, because it will revolutionize your life. From that moment on, it will transform your life. Believe me, it did it for me. And I'm sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that it will do it for you. So, the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Excellent, excellent, excellent book. This is all I wanted to share with you right now. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you. And until the next time that we connect, and before I do that, I just want to remind all of you that the Captor Connection Conference coming up on November 11th, 12th, and 13th of this year, the registration for that conference is already open. You can go, if you look it up, I mean, it's going to be on LinkedIn, on my profile. The post is there. If it's not, I'm going to put it. I'm going to check. Then on my profile on Facebook, the link is there. Go click on the link. It'll take you to Eventbrite, and you can register for the conference. And believe me, it will not break your pocket. We want everyone to attend. So it's so reasonably priced. I mean, for 3 days, 6 topics, and 18 top-notch international speakers, it's a steal. So go click on the link and register. And I'll see you on the other side, and we will keep growing together. Take care. Be well.